Hello, hello, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another riveting show from Harvest TV. I'm your host, Harvest, and I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. What am I doing? What am I doing indeed? I don't know. I don't know. I just went live. I am, as you can see, coming to you from World War III. The apocalypse is upon us. Things are manic, things are crazy, and everything is just blowing up everywhere. As you can clearly see, that it's all go, it's all go. Now, let me let me see. Can I actually post the link? Maybe I can. Roman, what's up, Roman? How are you, sir? How are you? I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location. I hope my sound is good because I can't actually check the sound on another phone because I don't have my other phone with me. So I forgot the other phone, and now I'm doing the stream from this phone. Now I'm gonna post the link several times. I hope anyone who has an administrative capabilities, please pick up the link and post it regularly because uh, because that's a good thing. Because I want to try this in an interactive way, shall we say. So today at midnight, and it is as the clock rings 7:42 or 7:41, 42. Yeah, it's about right. 41, 42. Anyway, 7:41, 42, depending on the clock you're looking at. Um, yeah, the Palestine Action Group will be considered a terrorist. They'll be considered a terrorist organization. So, what does that mean? Who cares? Is this going to be World War III? They were all out protesting today. Unfortunately, I missed it. I could not be there. These midweeks, obviously, for the rest of us who actually have jobs and are actually contributing to the tax economy, um, we can't just get up and jump out into the streets anytime willy nilly. We have to finish work, we have other shit to do, and then we may or may not be able to actually get there. We may or may not be able to actually, get to a protest if it's still ongoing after all the things have been done. Chores, household stuff, all that shit. And so I decided, screw it, I'm gonna come here. I'm off to shower. Oh, nice imagery there, Lieutenant. Thank you for coming, Lieutenant. Though I love you. And Lieutenant, could you please post the stream your restream link that I posted already? If you can post that, um, so that I can know that is actually seen and accessible by all. I don't know at the moment whether it is. I don't even know if you guys can even hear me. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I didn't even, can I get a mic check from anyone? I'll try to host a panel around 9 to 10 p.m. Got to sort my internet out. Come along if you're free. Ooh, 9, 10 o'clock. That's actually not bad. Actually, it's precisely around an hour's worth of me doing this, and then we can go to Lieutenant. I'll be in my current live stream. Nice, nice. Thank you, Lieutenant. Mm, it's in here 4 times already. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, it's working. Well, at least it's working anyway. Sound is good. I thank you. I thank you. Lieutenant's the best. You just are the best. You know that, right? Big Nose made a massive mistake losing you. I'll be honest. His loss is my gain. I am more than happy to have you ride along with the Harvest train because you're awesome. So let me see if I can perch this in my chest here. Is that gonna work? Can you guys even hear me? I don't know. I don't know if it's working. Probably sounds like crap. Maybe I was getting sick. I mean, this is I have to use this particular equipment because StreamYard, essentially your phone sees it as a phone call. So regular microphones. Hello, cheeky chops. Have you seen Muslim group marching to support grooming gangs? What? What? In Dewsbury, calling the victims racist and liars. Holy shit. Well, if anyone has a link, they can either post it to you or put it in the like comments and my messages, something. Send it to me next. On the Banksy Style UK at Banksy Style UK on X. That's right, it's me. You'll see me with a white beanie because I've recently changed the phone. But nevertheless, I've got people playing cricket behind me. I always when I sit here, I'm half expecting at some point a cricket ball will just smash across the back of my head. I don't know, but that's what I'm expecting. Big up Slim. Big up Slim. Slim in his house. Great chat the other night, Slim, by the way. Thank you for coming. So yeah. So there are literally people marching against the victims of grooming gangs. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You can the new UG. Big up UG. UG. Oliver. If you can jump on, do jump on, feel free. I can actually highlight text. Does it appear? Yeah, it does appear. Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, Ollie, if you can, it's the new UG. If you can jump on, feel free. Do your thing, honey. What else we got? Romance with Mike gone shit. Oh shit, this is Mike gone shit office. Damn it, damn it. Is it still bad? Can't hear you properly, Banksy. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. What happened? What happened? Mike's back on. All right. You know, I'll be there. You know it. Evening Banksy. Hello, Colleen. Colleen. Babs. Oh, it's Babs. Babs. Hello, Babs. How are you, my love? How are ya? How are ya, my love? Uh, and Slim. Somebody waving. I think. I'll be honest. These texts are horrendous. I can barely see them. Cheeky chops. Yeah, love everyone. Thank you everyone for showing up. I gotta stop reading the text. Mike's back on. It's okay now. Look, this weird thing that I have is a bit of a weird situation. I can talk like this, hearing you fine. Thank you, Matt Babs. Um, but it's meant to be like a Bluetooth headset. Essentially, that's what it is. It just has an extender for a mic. Uh, but it's from what I've noticed, it's the only way that this thing would work properly on these StreamYard and Restream type facilities. So we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. But if anybody wants to jump on, the link has been posted several times, but I will post one more. So if anybody wants to jump on, I have no idea how to add you. I mean, I'll be honest. If you want to jump on, and then we'll figure out how to add you. Because at the moment, I have no idea. I have no idea if anyone's in the bag. If anyone's not in the bag, how would I even know this? We'll work it out. We'll work it out, boys and girls. So, what can I tell you? Yes, today at 12 o'clock, uh, Cinderella, just like the movie, just like the story of Cinderella, Palestine Action will lose all their powers, and the carriage will turn into a pumpkin, and the horse and the horseman will all turn back into little mice and whatever animals they were before bibbidi bobbidi boo changed them. So yes, Palestine forever, just like Cinderella, will lose everything and will be a prescribed organization. The reason I wanted to do this show actually wasn't because of Palestine Action. You know, To be honest with you, I couldn't give two shits why they're a prescribed organization. I personally think every asshole who comes into the central London every weekend to scream from the river to the sea should be on a prescribed list or no-fly list for sure. Their lives should be made into a living hell. But it is not for me to decide that. Although I do find it eerily worrisome, shall we say, as a free speech advocate, that it is so easy to become a prescribed organization if you are doing something that the British government deems it will take away votes from them. And I'll tell you why. An organization like Palestine Action, who spray painted some shit around and then they spray painted some engines in an Royal Air Force, IRA, no, IRF. I think that's the one. The British Royal Air Force. So they vandalized some planes. Okay, fine. They vandalized some planes. They certainly should go to jail for that. But you know what? You know what organization isn't a prescribed organization? The IRGC, the Islamic Republic, um, Islamic Republic Guard Corps. Oh, yeah, Guard. The Islamic Republic Guard Corps. They are not a prescribed organization, although we fully know that they have attempted, although foiled, terrorist attacks upon Britain. They have literally attempted and were foiled and funded terrorist attacks. Not only that, they fully fund terrorist organizations such as Hamas and Hezbollah. We know that this group absolutely funds terrorism, supports terrorism, and in fact is in cahoots with certain nefarious organizations to perform terrorism, either in Europe or in Britain. And yet they are not on a prescribed list. A bunch of middle class toffs who go and spray paint red in RAF engines are now a prescribed group. A bunch of Islamists with millions of pounds to fund serious terrorist organizations, largely known for funding the October 7th atrocities in Israel, are not on the prescribed list. Why is that? Salute to you, Bob, sir. Salute. Someone says they cause millions of pounds worth of damage at Bryce North. Yes, in Norton. I agree. They're assholes and they deserve to be on a prescribed list. Whatever. I'm not actually against the fact that these idiots are on a prescribed list. I'm not particularly worried about that. Although, as I said, I'm somewhat worried on the basis that they're going to come after the right wingers, and this will open up a huge amount of leeway for the government to start prescribing everyone and anyone. I mean, who knows? They might prescribe reform they might put reform on a prescribed list, or any right wing parties. I'm sure there'll be plenty of right wingers that are going to get caught with this as well. I mean, admittedly, right now there's from the right wings, even the most insane ones, there hasn't been any real terrorist activity. Plasma Void. Hi, Huffers, and your cursed vertical stream shit. Hope all is well. And happy 4th of July. Yes, actually, happy 4th of July to the traitors in the United States who threw out the British, the yoke, through the yoke of British monarchy, and just because you guys wanted some tea. I mean, we know the British are fond of tea. You guys don't even drink. You guys don't even drink tea anymore. You guys are mostly coffee drinkers. I don't even get it. You threw some tea in the sea, and then you all went ape shit and just like destroyed the British monarchy. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, sorry, I pressed something. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? I pressed something. Hello. Happy Independence Day. God, I hope I have no sound. What? Can you hear me? Shit. Shit. This is not good. Hello? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Oh my god. I don't see anyone talking. I don't think they can hear me. Iggy. We can hear you. Just a bit windy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so Windows isn't today. I have to buffer it. Buffer it. Somehow guard it like this. So just is that better? It's definitely. So anyway, yeah, Windows isn't today. We can hear you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, guys and girls, ONCP sounds pretty stuffed. For God's sake, for God's sake, what am I supposed to do with this? Look, if I cover it, on the wind, talk about stuff. If I don't cover it, you will play about Windows. What am I to do? Anyway, moving on. This wasn't a good idea. This was distinctly a bad idea. Look, I'm enjoying sunset. Let me see, can I flip the camera now? No, doesn't let me flip it. Can I flip it? No. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? This is some awesomeness witnessing here. That's enough of that. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is beautiful. I'm loving this place. Yeah, there's a lot of chemtrails. For those of you who believe in chemtrails, there's just chemtrails galore here. Left, right, center. God damn this one. So yeah, trying to shield the mic from some of this craziness. So yeah, back to my original thesis. The fact of the matter is that the IRGC is not a prescribed organization. Can we find out why a group like Palestine Action, or essentially a bunch of middle class little spoiled shits, become prescribed after spray painting a couple of planes? But the IRGC, who is clearly responsible for deaths of tens of thousands of people for years now, is still not on the shit list. Why? Why? I'm glad you're enjoying it, Scarlett. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm trying to keep my weight out. I'm trying to keep it good. Anyway, so yeah, why is that? Why is that, people? Why are we not putting the IRGC on the shit list? They should be on the shit list. Hell, some nefarious organizations, I believe, coming out of Qatar and Saudi Arabia should probably be on the shit list as well. But they're not. But there it is. So, yeah, I would like to find out from the British government why the IRGC is not on the shit list. Now, for anyone who wants to jump on the cast, by all means, feel free. Hit the link. If anyone's an admin, could you please hit that link? Copy and paste the link. There it is. Tell me if you can join. If not, then uh, I'm not. I'm not even sure what the hell this is. There's too many other. There is actually a lot you can do on this app. Surprisingly, in all honesty, I should have brought a tablet. It would have been probably easier to maneuver with this. And the other thing is, Scarlett, I started the stream not intending it to be vertical, but it's just because I'm vertical mode. It is what it is. So yeah, because those who rule us like them. Exactly, Slim. Exactly. That's what some of us also think, that those who rule us like them. Although I can't actually see what CCD is. A CCD? Yeah, big up CCD. He says, Hafiz, as an American, I'm ready to make some things go boom boom. Something go boom boom. Go ahead, pick a country. I'll make a call. Well, I don't know. I don't know. You got me in a box on this one. I want the IRGC to go boom boom. I don't want the country to go boom boom though. That's the problem. You Americans, you got a heavy hand. You make everything go boom boom, including the people that I don't particularly want to go boom boom. It's hard to say how to deal with the Americans. But I am glad that it's 4th of July. I'm a little busy gathering all my fireworks. Good man. Good man. Yeah, I guess you guys are just gonna start. You gotta make things go boom boom tonight. You're gonna set off a whole bunch of fireworks. We have to wait for the 5th of November for that shit. Why is it the Americans have 4th of July, beautiful sunny summer's day, and in the evening they'll set off some fireworks. It's a beautiful day. You can cook barbecue, great food, just a perfectly nice time of the year to have such an event. And yet, in Britain, we have it in the 5th of fucking November. 5th of November, where your ass will freeze to the seat that you're trying to sit on. You're freezing your ass off trying to watch these fireworks. It's a horrific experience. No wonder kids don't really like it. It's cold. It's miserable. You got just this giant, massive bonfire, which they usually stick like a Guy Fawkes on it. Which, to be honest with you, nowadays the Guy Fawkes would probably be a Palestinian supporter. Probably be he'd probably be in out every Saturday screaming from the river to the sea. Uh, just aim at Mohammed. No one else. Everybody's called Mohammed. CT was yes, I saw CT was at the beach today. Yeah, it was nice. It looked good. It looked good. It was a nice little stream. So yeah, yeah. Why so many complaints? Just get off my lawn at this point. At this point, it's really pissing me off. It's not working out for me, guys. The sky is beautiful. I'm not going to deny it. The sky looks, with those chemtrails, those chemtrails just look awesome. Check out those chemtrails, man. By the way, did you know I posted a thing on Twitter, I reposted, should I say, something on Twitter recently about the fact that Britain is actually funding research into dimming the sun. Britain wants to dim the sun. Like that's a thing. Sun dimming. These people have bought into this climate bullshit so hard that now they're pouring millions of taxpayer money into dimming the sun because dipshits like Bill Gates told them that's what they're supposed to do. Look, guys, look, I know some of you don't, some of you may not believe in climate change, but I used to have a position on climate. I used to think, the scientists, 97% they can't. We trust scientists, but since 2020, I don't trust scientists as much as I used to. I find them to be incredibly untrustworthy. They have not been, shall we say, forthright with a lot of things. They said shit that clearly they know nothing about. And and they prescribed medication for people that they clearly knew nothing about. And so I no longer trust scientists as much as I used to. I come to realize some of them are bought by certain organizations and governments to push and come up with statistics and results and I don't know, some kind of I guess manipulated facts and figures in order to suit certain organizations or countries' agendas. And so I am skeptical of the very people who I used to put a lot of trust in. I mean, just the mere fact that I'm sitting here, everything around me, just in this park, just this chair, is a marvel of engineering. You have no idea. These foldable chairs are amazing. They are literally a miracle of engineering. They pack into such a tiny, lightweight, you know, little basket, little package. Is unbelievable. This phone is a miracle of engineering. This everything I have, this charger, I have like a power bank here. It's a solar power bank as well. Although I'll be honest, you have to leave it out in the sun for like 2 years for you to get any charge out of it. It charges surprisingly terribly slow. So yeah, it's not worth the solar thing is most of these solar power banks don't charge. You have to leave it out in the sun, like direct sunlight. I left it out in direct sunlight for 8 hours, and I barely got a single like notch on the charging thing. So yeah, okay. I digress. Everything, yes, I believe the world in which we live in is a miracle of scientific discovery. It is science that has brought us to this luxurious lifestyle that we live in. But I'm skeptical of certain type of science and certain type of things that scientists are now pushing. This climate thing, this you jib jab of 2020, they've given me a lot of pause for thought. They've made me feel that maybe we can't just put our eggs in the science basket all the time. Maybe some of these people are liars. Maybe some of them are paid by certain organizations to push certain agendas. And so I am not convinced that science is as advanced as they used to be. I'm sorry. Also, on Joe Rogan literally showed Bernie Sanders, which was I think the Washington Times or one of these newspapers who exposed that we are in a cooling period. Although they've been talking about climate temperatures rising or the global temperature rising by like 2 degrees, that we're all going to run around literally burst into flames. We're going to have instant combustion or what's it called? Instant combustion, instantaneous combustion, something like that. We're all just going to set alight the second that temperature goes above 2 degrees globally. But clearly, that's not happening. I mean, for those of you who are a little bit older, you might remember a little documentary that was made called "An Inconvenient Truth." That was made by the Vice President of the United States, Al Gore, and he actually made a part two of that as well. These are not California, sorry, Florida, and the Florida Islands, the Key West and Key Largo and all those. According to his prediction, they were supposed to be underwater now. Spontaneous combustion. Thank you, Plasma. You are very helpful. Thank you. Spontaneous combustion. Yes, we're supposed to blow, literally blaze up. We're supposed to go out like a cigarette, but it didn't happen. The inconvenient truth has not been inconvenient. I have not felt at all inconvenienced by that inconvenient truth. Do you want me to jump on for a while? Yeah, mate, jump on. If you want to jump on, holy shit. Yeah, do it, Slim. I don't know how to add you, but if you jump on, maybe I'll figure it out. But at the moment, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Right. What right. Is this? There it is. I don't even know if this link works. Slim, it was good seeing you up here yesterday. Good man, good man. Hello. Hello. Plasma says hello. Oh, I see you guys talking about okay. Now, Slim, tell me in the main chat if you why Hafiz TV. Rid Elika video. Ripped, you mean ripped Elika's video. Yeah, I did that because I wanted the message to be spread amongst the people. Joe, I'm glad you've stopped hassling me on X. Or did I block you? I don't know. I can't be sure. But either way, I'm just glad that you're not bugging me on X anymore. To be honest, you have to be thankful for the small mercies. Oh yes, I figured it out. Come on, Slim. Jump on. I think I know how to add you. So if you do want to come on, Slim, let me know. I will be able to add you. I know how to do that now. Okay. The sound seems to be medium level. Let me increase the sound. Is that better? Let's hope it is. If not, I'm gonna get the F out of here. Actually, I should get the F out of here. It's 8 o'clock. I should get the sludge out. CCD, at 52, I've already lived through 5 apparent extinction events. Is that right? You're telling me there was an extinction event and every 10 years of your life there was supposed to be an extinction event? Admittedly, there was supposed to be one in 2012, which they made a movie about. No one died. Yes. No one died in 2012. And that was the Mayan calendar bollocks. No one died in 2020. People said things was the rapture. There were people who said the rapture has already begun. There are people who think we're in the rapture now. There was some kook that predicted the end of the world according to Christianity like 15 years ago. Sound is better when you hold it close, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think I gotta keep this thing. I gotta keep this bad boy right here. Yeah, Y2K, that's right. Y2K. Y2K2. Oh my god. Yeah, Y2K. San Francisco earthquake 1980. Holy shit, you were supposed to I mean that can't possibly be a world ending event though. I mean that's just the shit. Slim. Come on up, sir. What's up, Slim? Talk to me.
All right there. I'm having some lighting problems. I might have to fiddle about before we get properly set
Your
up.
sound is
Sorry about
actually
that.
coming through my headsets. It's coming through the goddamn phone.
Hang on,
Why?
minute.
It's okay.
I've got
I think they can hear you.
I've got volume
But
coming on it.
yeah,
Spare, give us a
my
second
side
just to
is
sort
a
that
bit
out.
weird. Oh.
What's up, Slim?
You mentioned the end of the world.
Yeah,
End
what were
of
you
the
saying?
world cult. You know those people that were professing the end of the world was coming.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, I had a great time during that period. I kept offering people money for their houses. I was getting on to live streams for people that were evangelising how the end is nigh.
Exactly.
All that, and I was offering them money for their house, but I only got their house in 2013. And not one of these people who were telling you the world was going to end would sell me property. Anything. That shows how much they knew that they were talking crap. Not one single person would actually just say, aye, I'll no need it, I'll sell you.
Yes. Actually, can you hear me better now? Is my microphone improved?
It certainly sounds good at the moment, but it varies.
Yeah. I'm actually, because I changed it now to the headset. Now I think it's actually kicking ass. It's actually coming through the headset. I think all this time I was coming through the microphone from the friggin' phone. It wasn't set to the headset. Can you believe it? Ain't that a bitch? All this time, son of a bitch. Okay, yeah, yeah. As you were saying, yeah, yeah. It's just a money making scheme for the government and various nefarious organizations. I'll be honest. I'm done with believing these bullshit scientists who supposedly know something because it's becoming. I mean, I no. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Hard sciences, engineering, mathematics. Um, how to build cars and buildings and phones. I'm all for that. Hard sciences. This this climate science. I'm not into. I'm not buying. I'm done. I was. That I can't do it anymore. I think they're just
Well,
bullshitting. They're just.
if they were right by now, I would have been dissolved by acid rain, frozen in an ice age in my house, and be 50 feet underwater due to
Ex-
due to the sea
exactly.
level rise. It's all shite.
Exactly. Exactly. We were supposed to all have either burnt up, instant. What do you call it? Spontaneous combustion by the heat of the earth being so immense that we just take one step out the door and then we just burst into flames, or freeze in an ice age. Acid rain is supposed to just like just dissolve our brains, and the ozone layer. The ozone layer. What happened to that? Wasn't that fucked at
Well,
some point? I heard about that
well,
going up
I
tits
can't
up like
account for it. You know what I
25
mean?
years ago. No, what I mean, not even 25. I heard about the ozone layer going tits up like in the 90s,
That's
in
right.
the early 90s. The
It was a
ozone layer
big deal back
went,
then.
had a shit fit. Linked,
But
big up. Oh, by the way, to all of our American buddies, happy 4th of July, although you are technically traitors to this land, but, we forgive you. Happy 4th of July, guys. But yeah, yeah, Slim. I mean, what happened? There was, I mean, like CCD said, he's lived through 5 extinction events in 50 years
that's
because, like,
right.
every one of them is supposed to have been some kind of an extinction level event, and nothing happened. None of it
Nothing.
happened.
And nothing happened.
And here we are, according to some like panicking dipshits, we're supposed to be in World War III right now. Apparently, some people
And
literally said World War III has already started.
well, officially, I believe it has. And you forgot that we're now in the age of global boiling.
In the age of global boiling.
A politician actually stated that.
That this is the
How,
age of global
how
boiling.
dare you? You've stolen my hopes and dreams. I should be somewhere across the ocean at school getting an
Yes.
education so that I can actually make some sense.
You know, Ricky Gervais had a great line. If you remember the Golden Globes, he said to the actors, "Look, just you guys are not in any position to lecture anyone about anything ever. Most of you have been to school less than Greta Thunberg."
What is Greta pushing this week? She moved on
God
for the
knows.
green thing to pro Palestine to it's something else this week, but I can't remember what it is.
I don't know. I don't know if it is what's it called, if she's still, I mean, last thing I saw from her, she was still wearing a kafaya around her neck, which is the Palestine, it's symbolizes Palestine. By the way, I've been saying it for ages, the kafaya is not a Palestinian thing at all. The Palestinians didn't invent that shit. That thing has been around for several hundreds years and possibly thousands of years, and it is used, it's just a cotton cloth which is extremely versatile and useful in the desert. The special forces have one all the time. They don't support Palestine. They just have one because it's you see it in movies all the time. You see it like the
Right.
SAS SEALs. Yeah, these guys use it because it's a very versatile piece of cloth and it can be used for all sorts of things. It's just been hijacked by Yasser Arafat because Yasser Arafat started wearing it like
Well,
back in the
it's
90s.
Douglas Adams says in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You need to know where your towel is.
Yeah, Yes, yes, actually, yes. Oh my God, that film or that book really, and then the film adaptations, and it hits on the nail on the head on so many things, on so many things. I mean, you know that fish that translates things for you,
The
and how
babble
that
fish.
fish, the bubble fish, proved that God doesn't exist. Due to the fact that fish exists, and it's impossibility of that fishing. I don't know what it was. It's like the explanation that he gave. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love that film.
Well, who
And
is this
and you
God fellow anyway?
the what?
He says, who is this God fellow anyway?
Yes. But I mean, some would say Allah. Who the fuck is Allah? Now, I'm in a public sphere, so I have to somewhat quieten down that.
I be careful. You might get attacked. Somebody
Exactly.
might run up and
Exactly.
hit you with something
You
pointy.
although I'll be perfectly honest with you, I live in an exquisitely white area. There is so many white people here. It's
Heaven,
just very white.
I'm in heaven. I want to go to know how happy I could be.
you you think I'm a madman? You think
Well,
ethnic sort of a diverse area at 8 o'clock at night in the middle of a park? Hell no, man would be getting shanked right now. They'd be wetting me up, as they say, by this point. So no, I have to be in an extremely white area in order to be safe in the middle of a field at 8 o'clock at night in London.
they tell you
Otherwise, I'll be bleeding.
well, they tell you it's propaganda and lies, but then you also put out police reports saying don't wear an expensive watch if you're travelling about the city. You know?
Yes, and not only don't wear an expensive watch. Strap your mobile phone to your chest with two feet of duct tape. Just to, no, 12 feet of duct tape. Just strap it across your chest, because otherwise it'll be snatched out of your hand in seconds.
Yeah, propaganda.
You know.
It's the most powerful
Sorry.
tool in the world,
Hold on,
isn't it?
hold on. Let me see. I can't hear.
I need a lighter.
Can't hear. What happened? Can you hear me? Slim.
I
Slim.
can
I
hear
can hear
you,
you.
yes.
Okay, good man. Oh, we got another. I'm sorry, I can't give you an intro, Barney. I don't have an intro. Just the gayest man on the internet. Here he is.
No,
Yeah,
I am the gayest man on the internet.
I'm busy.
No,
Today's
Barnabas.
Today's a special day for Americans. I wanted to call and say you're a loser. Tell King George III that he sucks. These truths we hold as self-evident. So you and all those British losers and that camel you rode in on, or whatever you consider yourself, screw you. Happy 4th of July. That's what I wanted to say.
Sorry, Barney.
Good man.
Can you mute this other fucking guy? He's like a, Great Britain.
Oh yeah. We're a loser. These truths.
Can we mute this guy? Keep going.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I lost this. Every time I hit this freaking thing, it disconnects or something, and it screws me up. I'm in a terrible position. I'm sitting in a park. This was not the live stream that I was hoping. These are not the live streams you're looking for. But
absolutely.
But Barney, so what flaming hot red stick are you going to hold on to tonight?
Not an English one, I promise you. Look, I got to go. I just wanted to remind you that you're a loser, and happy 4th of July, okay?
Why you have to go? Why you
do, man? It's an important day for Americans, dickhead.
Is it? Is it?
Yes.
What are you going to do, Barney? You're going to go out, you're going to take a long, hot rod, and you're just going to hold on to it until the spark is drained out of it.
Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. See ya.
Cheers. Salute to you, sir. Give my best to everyone. Take care. All right. So yeah, that's Barnabas. Barnabas is another YouTuber. Well, he is now known as Midlife Prologic, but we know him and love him as Barnabas because that's how we met back in the day. Back in the day. If you have anything valuable, stick up your ass. CCD's advice is if you have anything valuable, you have to insert it into your asshole. It's the prison rules. How you hide your gear. I'll be
No.
honest. I tried, but this power brick. I'll be honest. I'm gonna need more lube. this power brick is just not gonna make it. I may have to ditch the power brick, guys. I can't take it with me. The phone's gonna be tough too. I mean, if it was a Nokia like 6300 like back in the day, like the small ones, I might be able to manage that. I may have to ditch the phone too. It's not gonna make it. These phones are just getting bigger and bigger every day.
It is sad,
Sorry.
isn't it, that these things are true, that you can't even walk about your own city streets without getting assaulted for a small piece of
It's
property.
crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, yeah, London is inner. I mean, I say inner London or the sort of more central, because I'm not really central London. I'll be honest. I'm barely London. Um, so so it's not really a thing where I am still. I mean, Christ, one time I left my car window rolled down. I forgot about it, like halfway down for like 4 days outside my place, and my neighbor left a note for me saying your car your passenger side seat is getting wet because of the rain. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, your window's been rolled down for like 4 days. Nobody
It's nice to
touched
know
it.
it's not
Nobody
everybody.
touched it. Yeah. There are still pockets which are very safe and pretty decent, but those I'll be honest, those pockets of safety are kind of closing down quickly.
Ranking. They're
Yeah, they're
shrinking.
shrinking. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. You gotta really just people are just getting pushed further and further out of London. I know people who are. I mean, one of my friends just gave up on London entirely. He used to live in Wembley. Not Wembley, sorry, Wimbledon. No, Wembley. Yeah, Wembley, the football, not the tennis. And he just left and went to Cornwall. He just went right out to Cornwall. He's like, sod this place, sold up, went off to Cornwall, and eventually his mum, because his dad was quite old and he passed away a couple of years ago, he moved his mum down there with him. He just like his girlfriend, his mum, everyone just lives with him in Cornwall now, and he's happy as Larry. He's like, I have to give it to him. I have to give it to him. When I went to visit, oh my God, I thought I would. I thought I've seen white places in my life, but I have never seen a place as white as Cornwall. Cornwall is so white. It's so heavenly. People, people just talk to you, just randomly talk to you. It doesn't matter where you are, in the street, in a shop, in a pub. A guy, a farmer in a pub, gave me his entire life story one time. His entire, I wasn't even asking. He just gave it to me.
These things have become less common, aren't they?
Yeah. He told me about his daughter, his marriage, his this Volkswagen van that he's rebuilding, or actually no, he rebuilt it and he showed me pictures. I was like, I didn't even solicit such information. I had no interest, but he told me about them all. No,
And
I'll be
nothing to
honest. It
stop
was,
them.
yeah, no, it was so refreshing that it was just such a, it just, you genuinely, I was out, like, because I went there over the period where we went because we went after Christmas, Boxing Day, essentially Boxing Day, we traveled over to his place, and then I was there for New Year's Eve, and then I came back New Year's Day. And well, actually, it was the day after New Year's Day because I was smashed New Year's Day. But that whole period, we were out New Year's Eve. We were out till like 2, 3 in the morning. Never once I felt like I should be aware. I should be on my guard. I should feel like, never felt awkward. Never felt unsafe. It was all just chilled, and families and people, and it was just such a nice, like, old England environment, which you do not get in London anymore. I'll be honest. After 8 o'clock, I don't want to be around central London anymore. I don't feel comfortable. Even 8 o'clock. It depends. Like now, because it gets dark late, it's not too bad. But in the wintertime, 5 o'clock. Sometimes I leave Speaker's Corner like 4:30, 5 o'clock, because it gets dark after that, and you just don't want to be around in that time.
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't. Whereabouts? You don't. You live north of England, then? You don't live in London or anywhere like that?
No, Glasgow.
Oh, you're in Glasgow. Oh my God, you're actually straight up. Okay, Glasgow. How is Glasgow for safety? Because it's not been. I haven't heard great things about Glasgow.
Still.
Really?
Surprisingly, Glasgow is one of the safest cities in Britain, and that's statistically the case. But the atmosphere itself is changing now because of the changes in demographic.
Because, I mean, from what I hear, yeah, I mean, they're just pushing them all up north now, because they can't handle it in London anymore. They can't handle it in the Midlands anymore. It's just saturated, oversaturated with the boat people, shall we say? So they're just pushing the boat people further and further north to try to spread them across the country, because they can't, councils and places. Because I'll be honest, 99% of these boat people, they want to be in London. They don't want to leave London. They want to stay in the London area. But they can't afford them. Yeah. But they can't afford them anymore. It's just too much.
Well, Glasgow now is a huge number of barber shops. Huge number. We have a barber shop nearby where there's...
Hold on. Again. Sorry.
We have a huge number of barber shops nearby, one of which has a 5-litre Mustang sitting outside and no customers.
5-litre Mustang? Who the hell is going to drive a 5? That's like American shit. You're not going to be able to have. Who the hell can drive a 5-litre Mustang? Who can afford to put petrol in a 5-litre Mustang in this country anymore? and like,
strangely enough. Honestly, it's one of the things that, and it's bright yellow, parked right outside the shop. But things are changing all over, and the big cities are getting it at the moment, right? But soon it's got to spread out, because the big cities are becoming overloaded and there's no housing. So it's got to spread out through the centres, and it will go to every corner of the land. Simon that does the... What's his name? He does
Reverend Webb. Simon Sideway.
No,
Simon Webb.
That does the History Debunked channel.
Oh yes, I've seen the channel. I didn't know about the guy.
He does.
What about him?
He's moved out to Cornwall, somewhere down that way, because of it. Also, he's one of the white flight people.
Yeah.
He's been all over and done everything. Wrote about 60 books or something. And he does like 5-minute videos, short form videos, which are really good. But he's one of the people that's actually moved out, and he's well aware of it. And it's sad that people who have lived in these areas, London, for instance, their whole lives, and now look out their window and it's unrecognisable to them. They have no neighbours that they understand. The trash in the streets, the gardens are destroyed. And these were great neighbourhoods a short while ago.
Well, this is Look at Birmingham. Look at what happened when the bin men went on strike. The place was unbelievable. And it was only I don't actually know. I don't think it was just a few weeks. I think it was like best part of like 2-3 months, right? I'm not entirely sure how long the strike was for, but I don't think it was just a few weeks. I think it was a few months. But nevertheless, rats the size of cats, just people just dumping things, dumping their bins, their refuse bins, just everywhere. everywhere and anywhere. They just didn't give a shit. Even though, I mean, because I saw a bunch of people who went up there. I think there was a guy called Wesley or a young lad who went up to Birmingham to actually document what was going on, and there was actually collection points or places where they could have gone to put their bins so that they would then come and pick them up from these places. Although these places were not, frequent, but they were collection areas where they could have put their bin bags, and then people would then eventually come and get them. People didn't give a shit. People did not give a shit. They would just dump it in any green area, the sidewalks, whatever. They didn't actually go and put it in that spot because they don't give a shit.
I mean, it's more difficult for you to actually get rid of your waste, and they charge you. I mean, here's the way the government work. About 10 years ago, 12 years ago maybe, they were encouraging people to encourage wildlife in their gardens, plant trees. I was one of the idiots that actually done it. These are the things that's turned me around to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm being hoodwinked here. They told you to plant trees. I've got cherry trees and stuff growing in my garden, right? And I've got willow growing at the bottom. It might not be that fancy, but nevertheless, it's trees for the wildlife. I was like, I'll be one of the guys. I'll plant trees for the wildlife. Then they come along 8 years later and say, see all this garden debris. You need to give us £80 a year to take that away because that's extra.
See what I mean? It's piss take. The whole scam about recycling, and there are still people out there, putting shit in green bins and black bins and red bins, and it all came out. Most of these recycling companies are just dumping them in the same place. Nobody's recycling shit. Like 90% of stuff can't even be properly recycled anyway.
If you don't properly recycle it, they won't take it away, and they will fine you for contaminated waste.
Yes.
You're compelled. You actually
just dump it in a field somewhere anyway. What are they called?
They take the whole lot down the Clenny here and tip it all over the same wall. And until recently, they were rolling it out to the bins, and see the truck. The same truck is taking the glass and all the rest of the plastics and the cardboard. They were just loading it in and tipping it in. They were mixing it in the truck. So why ask you to segregate it and then fine you? It's revenue collection is all it is.
That's all it is. It's just another tax.
I just feel that at every level we're being taxed into poverty at the moment.
Yeah. This is what was I was watching. No, I was actually talking to a friend of mine. He lives in Kuwait because his mom's in Kuwait, but he said he knows himself 5 people who are reasonably well off, like middle class. And by the way, these are not English men and women. These are Kurdish Iraqis. Some of them are Egyptian. These are Arabs, by the way. They're not even like English people. He says he knows 5 of those guys who have moved to Dubai in the last couple of years because they're like, why am I paying all these taxes in England? England is just a shithole now. Why am I getting fleeced in England when I can just move to Dubai? Yeah, I can move to Dubai and have a lavish lifestyle at a fraction of the price. I mean, the thing is, in Dubai...
I'll tell you what, I can't understand people living in London. I mean, it's horrendously expensive for everything.
That's exactly it. These people
working ordinary jobs can actually live in London.
Yeah. Oh my God, CBD says that rubbish hasn't been collected for months. Seriously, dude, are you in England? Damn, what the hell's that all about? But yeah, mine gets collected 3 times a week. That's lovely, Lynn. No, I mean, admittedly, they collect ours at least it's once a week. It's just a once a week thing. It's not really that. That's fine. It does the job, but generally, what I'm saying is, like you said, people in London are seeing London as an absolute con for, you know what I mean, for what they're paying, and they could pay. It's not that Dubai is that much cheaper. Dubai is okay generally. The rents are not too bad. The if you're in London, if you're a Londoner, this is what I'm saying. You can only compare it if you're a Londoner. If you're living in the sticks in England or in North, then Dubai is going to be more expensive for you. But if you're a Londoner, the kind of rent you pay in London, it's not that much more, or it's actually a little bit less in Dubai. The food and stuff like that generally is fine. What kills you in Dubai is going out partying. Clubbing and partying is horrendously expensive. So if you're into partying, Dubai is going to fleece you, because alcohol and clubs and bars are just, as I said, when I was in Dubai, I bought a Hendrix and tonic, which is a gin. Hendrix is a Hendrix gin, and it's the only gin I like. It's the only gin I drink. So I usually spend about, in average pubs and stuff, maybe 10 pounds, £9 for that drink. In a strip bar, which is usually the most expensive places you buy drinks in England, I spend like 13 quid on Hendrix and tonic. In Dubai, it was £17, and that was 10 years ago. 17 quid for a single Hendrix and tonic. Well, it might have been a double, but either way, the most expensive place I've ever spent for that particular drink, because I drink that drink, quite a lot in different places. So I kind of know the rough price for that drink. But yeah, if you're going to go out partying and clubbing in Dubai, you're going to get fleeced. But if you're not into that, if you kind of are just, you're into your cafes and you're just generally just living your life and just chilling without going on boat parties and nightclubs and bars, Dubai is very affordable for the average expat, especially if you have a decent job. If you make $3,000 a month, you will live comfortably in Dubai. You don't really have much of a problem, and that's not much. $3,000 is not really that much.
No, I was watching Sargon of Akkad, and he had Zubi on it, and he was saying that crime in Dubai is non-existent.
Oh yeah.
Non-existent. He says you could put a briefcase down on the floor, and this actually happened to his pal. He left his briefcase on a lift in his apartment block, and he says, "You're going to go and get it?" He says, "No, I'll get it on the way home." And Zubi was only recently there, and he says, "What if somebody steals it?" He says, "Nobody steals here. Nobody."
Yeah, nobody dares, because it's severe punishments. They still chop off your right arm if you steal.
There you go. That certainly slows them down, doesn't it? But
yes,
this is what we're failing on. The crime and the disorder here is disgusting.
Yeah.
And this comes back to what I was talking about the other day, about how the world's changed. And if you've actually got an opinion that says these criminals, the murderers, the rapists, the whatever they happen to be doing, right, these horrific people, if you've got an opinion against them, you're the bad guy. The world's just topsy-turvy. We are now praising people for things that they got hung for 100 years ago.
Exactly. Someone in the chat said to me earlier on, in Dewsbury, I think it's Dewsbury or somewhere like that, they were protesting against the inquiry on the grooming gangs.
That's right.
They were protesting against it.
I seen that earlier. In fact, I think your moderator was LTG was at that or moderating that earlier on today.
On the channel. It was
Roy.
Yeah, Lieutenant might have been. Yeah.
The guy is the first time I've seen it. They were protesting it, among other things. It's shocking. I says,
I mean,
100 years protests ago,
an inquiry? I mean, the thing is, you just think to yourself, who the hell protests an inquiry into grooming gangs? It's like, what is wrong with you?
Protesters. Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with them. They're paid for it. And the fact that these protests, if you notice, they always have the same placards sponsored by Socialist Worker. Have you noticed that? They are paid protesters.
Oh yeah,
most of them, if you ask, don't even know what they're protesting that day. Dude, who's paying for the whole thing? Socialist Worker can't afford that. Who's financing socialist worker?
Exactly. Well, this is the thing. If you actually look into, well, I don't know about the socialist workers. Maybe they've got different funders, but the Palestinian ones, almost 99%, I can guarantee you, they're funded by the IRGC, the Iranian regime. The Palestinian ones are, and the thing is, you're gonna notice, you're gonna notice it. Their numbers are gonna start dropping. I've already noticed it anyway. The numbers have dropped quite a bit. Like today's one, it was a fraction of the numbers that they normally get in London. But that's because they used to bus all these people on Saturdays. They bus people from Birmingham, from Bristol, all of these, Leicester, what's it called, Coventry. They bus them all in. Who do you think pays for those vehicles? Who do you think pays for these people? They bus them in. They probably give them lunch. They probably give them breakfast. You know what I mean? They're like catering for these people. So who do you think funds all of that? So exactly. So this is fully funded by the Iranian regime. These protests that you see every week. But the numbers are going to start dropping fast because the IRGC is now out of money, because they're getting their ass handed to them by Israel right now. So you're gonna see, as I said, I've already seen it. I've already seen it in London in the midweek protest, but I'm gonna see what happens tomorrow, because they're gonna be protesting tomorrow. So we're gonna sort of take a rough gauge of the numbers, and I can guarantee you it won't be half as many as they normally were.
You see, they have money to burn these organisations, don't they?
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. When I covered a protest in 2018. I think it was 17, 18. I covered Just Stop Oil protest. When they went into Oxford Street, and they stuck a giant boat in the middle of Oxford Street, and they like basically blocked the whole thing for like a week. Yeah. It was in like 2018, I think it was roughly, and 2018, 2019. The thing is, they did that whole escapade throughout the week. They basically blocked out Oxford Street for a whole week, and then their protest ended on a Saturday, I think, or a Sunday at Hyde Park. So I went there at Hyde Park, and I did a live stream from there as well, covering their insanity. The funny thing is, at the end of that little protest of theirs in Hyde Park, the professional protesters started talking to each other. Okay, so where are you on Tuesday? I'm at this place, and I'm doing the vegan protest on Wednesday. I'm doing this protest on Friday. They literally had a schedule of all the different protests that they go to. I'm like, it's this is their job. These people, this is their fucking job. They just go to protests. I don't even think they give a shit. They don't even believe in half the causes. They're just like, I'm a professional protester for hire.
Well, that becomes apparent when you see them being questioned. Not one of them know anything about the protest they're at.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like this was actually, like, I think it was in 2020, early 24, late 23. I think it was Konstantin Kisin with the trigonometry. He actually went out and he asked some people, like, so what is the river and what is the sea that you're saying from the river to the sea? Almost none of them knew. Almost none of them knew what river and the sea they're talking about.
It was from the Clyde to the North Sea.
It's the River Thames and the Channel.
Even I know it. I'm just a silly Scotsman. I know it. You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. It's like they don't even know the shit that they're chanting, let alone the shit that they're protesting. They're just coming out because somebody told them, hold this sign, get out here, and we'll write you a check. I'm telling you, 90, not 90, I would say there's a good 40-50% of these protesters that are just professional protesters. Because the thing is, you will have organic like protesters that will come out, but you want to pad them out with more people to make your cause look like it's got a lot more people than it actually has. So they'll just pad them out with some professional ones amongst that, in order to make sure that
everywhere and all at the same time. The money involved in it must be huge.
To finance that
countrywide in every big city, That's staggering amounts of money.
But as I said, I mean, the London ones, I mean, last year I saw in the summertime last year I had at least, my God, at least 100,000 plus people there. At least, I think. I mean, some people say 500. Some people even said like million. I'll be honest. Some of them look like, when you see the aerial shots, it looks like about 1 million people. But some of the other ones, even the supposed slightly smaller ones, were like 100K plus. There were some serious numbers these people were putting on the streets. But this year, I guarantee you won't see half those kind of numbers. I've already been to a few of these things, and they are not even half. They're just like you see a crowd at the front of the stage, but then when you start to venture out into towards the back, you see it's all just empty. It's just there's a whole huddle of them like at the front of the stage, but towards the back of the protest, it's just empty now. It's not even close. Today's protest, like there was literally just maybe 50 to 100 people just outside 10 Downing Street. Literally, that's all they were. They were barely, mustering up. I don't think they even got like over 100. So it's hard. It's going to get harder.
I have noticed that the numbers for a lot of these protests have been down in their feet. One of them only got 50. Can I call out to Lynn Chalmers? She mentioned something there about the Clyde and banana boats. A friend of mine, his father said to me once, when I was being cheeky with him, he says, "Do you think I come up the Clyde in a banana boat?" It was a common saying, right? And I done this. And he's like, "What?" And I just kept pointing, and he turns around on his own mantelpiece. He worked for Fife Line Shipping for over 40 years. He came up the Clyde in a banana boat about 150 times. And he looked at it and punched me.
That's amazing. He actually did come on a banana boat.
Right, and then he did actually punch me. Get it.
Awesome.
Like, all right, wait, all right, yeah, see you tomorrow. He was an engineer on a banana boat for decades.
It says, "I don't take rocket scientists. It don't take a rocket scientist to work out what is going on. But governments say can't stop the boats, but supposed to have a navy. Does my nut in? Well, CBD. This is why we need a Trump. We need a UK Trump. Do you think actually in the UK they'll create one of those alligator Alcatrazes? That was the show last night.
I suggested that we use Anthrax Island, Grunyard. It's nice this time of year.
The thing is, that's the funny thing. Britain actually has quite a lot of little islands out in the Channel, and there's those, what do they call them? I forgot what they're called, but you know what I mean. The little islands.
Send them out the needles, let them all hang on to it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the Isle of Man or whatever, but there is a bunch of little islands which belong to England. Just Google map it, you'll see what I mean. We could stash a whole bunch of them there. Just build like a temporary accommodation center, just like the one in America. Bunk beds.
The Western Isles are uninhabited. We've got the Orkneys, the Shetlands. Some of them are nice, although if you go up by the Shetlands, it's freezing cold and horrible.
Yeah, but I mean, so what? They came into the country illegally anyway. I'll be honest. I think if they're freezing their asses off in the Shetlands, they might think about going back to the homeland, going back to the motherland. A couple of months, freezing their asses off in the Highlands.
I think so too. See, when you think how times changed, though, that 100 years ago we were deporting people to Australia for stealing an apple. It's incredible that times have changed so much in one lifetime, basically, right? I mean, there's people 100 years old. You were getting deported 150 years ago to populate Australia, populate Canada with the Highland clearances. And you get these same people talking about how they want reparations. What about the people that were sent? Where does the reparations end? They took people's land off them, sent them to Canada to populate Canada. They deported all the petty crime. I mean, it wasn't big crimes. It was petty theft, deportation, stuffed on a ship in 3.5 months it took them to get to Australia. A lot of them died en route. And if you did get there, you had to work your passage back, and it could take you 20 years to earn enough money to get back.
Yeah.
Times changed.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, chuck your passport in the water, chuck your phone in the water, they give you a new phone and a hotel.
I don't know, man. It's,
I don't have answers. I've only got complaints.
The thing is, this is why I think I can see like Sargon and other sort of Englishmen and Scotsmen and Welshmen, because you guys, in all honesty, I mean, look with me, I can tell you from an Iranian perspective, like right now with the ways things are in Iran and potentially Iran like changing, we're extremely excited, because I can guarantee you, I know dozens of Iranians who will literally move tomorrow if the regime changed, because they still love their country, they love their people, they want to, they would immediately leave. But
I typed in one night, make Persia great again.
Exactly. But the thing is, for the English, the Welsh, the Scots, this is it. This is home ground. This is HQ. There is nowhere to go. There is no plan B. And it is so heartbreaking to see a group of people essentially having their homeland, their home country stolen from them. I mean, I know the Americans, people can talk about the Americans, the Australians, the New Zealanders. Oh, you guys came and colonized those places. Fair enough. There's an argument to be had for maybe the Americans and the Canadians and the New Zealanders and the Australians. But nobody came and colonized Britain. The English didn't colonize England. The Scots didn't colonize Scotland. This is it. This is their home. This is blood and soil.
I was told by a raving mad lefty that basically I came from somewhere else. I came from some Nordic country. I said, well, where did they come from? And they were like, This is me. My origins are right in the Caucasus Mountains. I mean,
there you go.
My grandfather was a Neanderthal. I mean, what am I going to do? Right?
Exactly. This is what I mean. No, the thing is, those lefties have lost their collective shit if they think that they can have an argument for the Scots, the English, and the Welsh to have, and the Irish to have any kind of colonial kind of attachment. That's nonsensical. But the fact is that it just seems to me that this is suicidal. This is a group of people, an ethnic group of people who are decided to commit suicide in their own land. This is I don't know if you ever saw Life of Brian, but at the end of the movie where he's being crucified, a bunch of soldiers run up, and then they commit seppuku in front of him. It's like, what the hell?
Well, all I've got to say that is Romana Zeunt Domus.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We keep hearing these people talking about how, oh, you're colonizers, you're this, you're that, you done this, and they're always banging their drum about what this done, or you done that, or the white people done that. When all through human history it's went on. There's never been a time. In fact, the oldest human fun in Britain was fun we skull bashed in a bog. There's never been a time in human history when we weren't walking about stealing other people's land after them, or fighting over a fucking apple tree at the bottom of a garden. It's always been the way it is. But now they want to tell you you're the bad guys. They don't mention places like the Democratic Republic of Congo. They don't mention all the genocides, the Armenian I mean, it just goes back. And you cannot look at a 10-year period.
Just the Islamic caliphates. just the Islamic caliphates, from Saudi Arabia up to
That was their
Jordan,
fault and
Iraq,
all, apparently.
Syria, across North Africa. All of that is colonized land. All of that is colonized land. All of the Egyptians. This is what I think it was with you that I said it. The Egyptians are so fucked up with their colonization that they think they're Arabs. They think they are the people who colonized them. They don't even recognize that they're not those people. The Arabs, the Saudis wouldn't give two shits. They wouldn't wipe their ass with an Egyptian. They don't consider them Arabs in any shape or form. But the Egyptians think they're Arabs. That's how
They don't
deep
look
the
like Arabs.
colonization is for them.
It's a kind of
Yeah,
strange
this is
state of affairs when everybody believes so many falsehoods because of the propaganda that goes on. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are in the
unbelievable.
world, there's somebody where you hear nonsense, absolute nonsense. And a lot of these religious extremists, I've got to say it, I mean, see some of the things that they believe, you just know you're dealing with people with mental health problems. And it's drummed into them for they're a
It's
child. It's like the
yeah,
Jew hate. I don't have time for Jew hate. I can't be bothered with it. It seems like such a lot of hard work hating on people and protesting this, that, or the other. I'd rather we could all, like Kissinger says, just get along. And it's unfortunate that we can't. But if you're going to be realistic about it, there's never going to be a time when the whole communist ideal where we all have an equal share. I pointed out to somebody, a friend of mine was a gambler, right? And I pointed out to somebody, see if you divvied it up, see if you divvied everything up and gave everybody an equal share. It was you get this wee parcel, you get that wee parcel. You can all grow the equal amount of potatoes, cabbage and turnips. You can all have 5 deer. You can all have 30 quid each. See, at the end of the first day, my pal the gambler would owe you several hundred quid because he'd made a bet that and he based it on the fact he was going to win, didn't he? So now he's in debt to you for 300 quid. You have his land, money, and wealth. There goes your equality. And then him, he's going to go complaining and crying like a wee lassie that he's got nothing, and he'll be going round and saying how unfair it is that he's not got anything and you've got. And I know this for a fact because one time we went for a run on our motorbikes, and I had a great big bar of Galaxy chocolate with me in my bag, and he had nothing, and I gave him half of it, exactly half. No, it wasn't a big loss to me. I could have bought another one. But do you know that greedy scumbag scoffed a lot at it? And then half an hour later, when I dug out a piece, I didn't eat all mine at the one go, and put a bit in my mouth. He says, "Gonna give a bit." And I says, "You go, I give you half. Where's your half?" I ate that. I'm eating it. I was like, right, and I'm going to eat mine. Aye, but you've got hunters. You've got hunters, and I've not got any now. And he wasn't kidding on, he was serious. He thought he was being hard done by because I was stuffing my face with chocolate. I mean,
this is what would happen to these communists if they.
That's right. That's exactly what
That's
happened.
exactly what they would do. That's exactly what they would do. They would take their half, squander it, and then complain about those who still got their halves, about how much they have.
Do. Every time. It's like, oh my God, I'm a neurodivergent, one-legged, homosexual, lesbian who's bisexual and whatever. Give me more money because of it. Why? How's that equality if you're wanting additional things because you're these things? I've decided I'm not going to be these things, and I'm going to save my money. I'm going to save my money, and I'm going to buy myself something nice, whether it's, I don't know, a box of chocolates or whatever. But, oh, you've got a box of chocolates. You're privileged. No,
you know, privileged. Exactly.
It's insanity. But they can't see that.
I swear to God, that is communism in a nutshell. That's how you have to explain communism to people. This is what they would do. No matter what you do, no matter what you give them, if you save yours but they squander theirs, they'll then come for the bit that you saved, even though they got the same half of everything that you did. But because they shat all over theirs, they'll come for your bit as well.
That's
so
right.
it's not really, it's not about
And they feel hard
equality,
done by.
because because it doesn't matter what you do, they will always complain that you somehow
It's all
got
right
more
for
than them.
you. You've got all this, you've got all that, you've got all the other. They don't tell you that I was up for 7 o'clock in the morning for 35 years going to a job, working 2 nights on a Sunday every week for 35 years to pay the bills so that my ex-wife could blow it in things I didn't get to enjoy. I mean, you know,
that's a bitch. That is a bitch.
It's,
but yeah, that's how
life is a bitch. But you've got to be realistic about it. These people are living in a fantasy world, and they are being accommodated at every single turn by our current government. Oh, what? No passport. They flung it away. They want a new one. Oh, wait. They're not coming into the country and saying, I'm a wanted criminal in my homeland. I'm guilty of rape, murder, and theft. I'm facing a 35-year sentence if I go back because I am a total scumbag. Please give me more. In any just society, we should say, well, you need to go on that aeroplane and we're going to send you back there, mate, because it's unfortunate, but we don't want people like that, and we don't want you, because you took every chance and you ruined it. And see the wee hard-working fellow over there that's mowing his lawn and buying a bag of screws at the weekend to fix the fence you broke. He's who we should feel sorry for, not you. You had all the chances.
Yep.
And it's got nothing to do with colour, skin colour. This is what I disagree with other people in certain aspects, right? People say, oh, the brown people. I see brown people, right? I see brown people. I see their skin colour. But see, when it comes down to it, it's what they do that matters. There's a lot of people trying to live decent lives, and they're the ones that should be protected. No some terrorist that's bombing people, running about, smacking people about in a foreign country because they're jihadis, and then they come here and get a free house, a free this, a free that. When other people decided that they would go and work in a local supermarket or deliver papers or fucking, I don't know what it is, work down a sewer to feed their family. These are the people I respect and have respect for, right?
Yeah.
They're the
those people who spend
decent
days and months, days and days down at the coal mines. You imagine, you came from a background of a coal miner, and your father literally has black lungs because of that shit, and then some hoity-toity middle-class sack of shit comes and points a finger into your dad's nose and says, you are white and you have white privilege. I mean,
that's right. I'm that privileged. That's every single day of my life in a factory for 35 years. That's how privileged I was.
You know what I mean? And then these assholes have the gall, have the cojones to come and point a finger at a man that did that many hours, or 60, 70-hour weeks, and talk about, oh, you're white, you have white privilege. Fudge you. Fuck you. You can go fuck yourself. Slim. This it's getting dark here and it's getting kind of cold, so I'm gonna end this, and maybe we can pick it up again at my place, or if you started. You have a channel, right, Slim? You do.
I have a channel, but I don't use it because I've got a lot of. I know it might not seem it, but at times I can't even use this tablet because someone else in the house uses it. I've got a wee boy that uses it. But I'm going to say something before you go. We'll meet again. Don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
And on that, we say peace out. Thank you, Slim. Have a great one. Cheers, mate. Bye.